Thank you for joining me on this Sunday. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields, and again, a few areas to watch out there. Thank you to all the new subscribers, by the way. I should say that. I appreciate you being part of this weather community. And we have several spots to watch. I want to get into that because we don't see any major, or I don't see any major development right now. And I know we've just dealt with Fiona. We've dealt with Ian. Just to orient you, Cayman Islands, Jamaica here, just picking a few spots. And then as we get into the Eastern Caribbean, Puerto Rico, over toward the Virgin Islands, Montserrat, Anguilla, Antigua, and Barbuda, Barbados, St. Kitts and Nevis, down through Martinique, Guadeloupe. Now, 3 spots I'm watching, okay? There's 3. One, closer to Honduras and Nicaragua. That will bring heavier rain as well to Belize, and that's responsible for some of the rain and storms and flooding we've been dealing with in parts of Haiti, the Dominican Republic, and Jamaica, and that will increase the chance of rain and storms for the Cayman Islands. The spot in the middle, we're going to dive into that, and then the spot all the way on the right of your screen, that should develop into the next named system, but I have good news on that one. So these are the 3 areas we're watching. All right, the one moving into Central America, I don't expect any development, but as I mentioned on the left-hand side of your screen, that better chance of rain. Now, the one in the middle, that is one I'm going to be watching very closely because we've seen things kind of develop here, and yeah, that's going to bring some extra rain to Guyana, Trinidad, and Tobago. We're going to see a better chance of rain, and then eventually the ABC Islands, so Aruba, Curacao, and Bonaire, we're going to see that better chance of rain. National Hurricane Center has pinpointed those 2 spots that I was just talking about, the central one and the one over toward Africa, for some slow development over the next couple days. So you could see it here, but you see that real buildup of clouds that's going to be approaching South America and the Caribbean. Some slow development out of that, and then that spot closer to Africa. Now, both these spots, they're going to take totally different tracks. Okay, the one in the middle, the one that I'm watching out for, will eventually move its way into the Caribbean. That's going to bring us a better chance of thunderstorms, better chance of rain, and yes, a potential of flooding, but I'm not seeing that blow up into anything crazy right now. And the one on the right-hand side of your screen that should develop, that one looks to stay out to sea. I'll get into that in a second, but let's get to this. So as that area starts to approach, the one I was mentioning in the central Atlantic approaches the Caribbean, slow development is possible out of this, okay? Not seeing any of the models making this anything crazy, but it is a spot to watch, and it generally should take a track to the west. Now, there's going to be more and more fronts in the United States. For example, one that brought Ian to the north. This should ride under the fronts, at least temporarily, so a higher chance of rain, as I mentioned, the ABC Islands, then eventually down the road late next week, next weekend, Jamaica, better chance of rain, then over toward Belize, watching Mexico and the Yucatan. So some slow development out of that. Now, as we get to the one off the coast of Africa, high pressure is going to kind of split, and that is some good news. So if this gets a name, and you hear it get the next name on the list, and we'll highlight those names in a second, but the next name on the list, by the way, is Julia. This one will stay out to sea. Okay, so we've got one that will work into the Caribbean we're going to watch with slow development. Then this one on your screen here, even if this develops off the coast of Africa, that will stay out to sea. And again, I stress that because I know the anxiety this time of year. All right, let's get a look at the GFS model. Now, this model did not do well with the last system, Ian, but the European model and GFS pretty much agreeing on this wave that's approaching the Caribbean. All right, so with that said, we're going to see that better chance of rain starting to pick up. See the right-hand side of your screen, more of that moisture approaching the Caribbean, and then this is by the time we get into the end of the week. So the end of the week, this is by Friday morning, more rain, ABC Islands, more rain, Venezuela, Colombia, northern Colombia by the peninsula, and then as we get back toward Trinidad and Tobago, we could see flash flooding, and you know how it goes. We don't need a name system to give us the flooding threat. Barbados, St. Lucia, better chance of rain, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and Grenada. Then by the time we get into about a week from now, this is next Monday, so a week from tomorrow, we'll see a higher chance of rain approaching the western Caribbean, but a lot of green kind of on the south side of this map. You look up to the north by the states, high pressure and control, drier air, fall air, but for us through the Caribbean, working into Central America, even the southern Gulf of Mexico, a better chance of rain. So at least as we go throughout the week, we're going to see that higher chance of rain increasing. Aruba, Curacao, Bonaire, Grenada, St. Vincent and the Grenadines, St. Lucia, Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, even pretty much as far north as Dominica, Martinique. We're going to see the rain chance building. If I see anything that is trying to develop into something tropical, tropical depression or tropical storm, which is not out of the question with this wave moving in, I will let you know right away. But as it stands now, all the modelings and environmental conditions, at least the next couple days, we shouldn't see anything flare up crazy. But yes, higher chance of rain will be headed our way. All right, you see the names on the list this season. Of course, we just had Fiona and Ian. The next name on the list is Julia, but that may be that area that is forming off the coast of Africa. Then after that, Carl, Lisa, Martin, and Nicole. So, of course, high anxiety after the systems we had. I got you covered. I got some new graphics coming in about a week or two. Thank you for sharing this channel and subscribing. Got you covered. Hope you have a good rest of your day.